All right, Miles, let's shift to the Baltimore Ravens for a little bit. This is a Ravens team, despite brutal numbers of injuries, especially at key positions, find themselves tied for first place in the AFC North, heading to an absolutely critical division matchup against the Cleveland Browns. This is a game that if the Ravens want to keep atop the AFC North, it's a must win as they head down a stretch to get into the playoffs, hopefully for Baltimore. And you've got some great news for the Ravens going into this potentially, in my opinion, a must win game for the Ravens. Before I hand it over to you, Miles, we want to hear from Ravens fans in the comment section below. Look, obviously, Lamar Jackson's missed a few games this season. He missed games last year, but he's a spectacular quarterback. He looks like he could be an all-time great. But this is a Ravens organization. I'm going to throw the Baltimore Colts in there too. That's had a lot of great quarterbacks over the years. Let us know in the comment section below, who is your favorite Baltimore quarterback of all time? There's a lot of great options. We want to hear from you in the comment section below. But Myers, give us the latest out of Baltimore.
Yeah, Nick, a lot of good news on the injury update for Baltimore. Obviously, last week they were able to get it done with Anthony Brown at the helm in the quarterback position, but that's not really how they wanted to do it. And quite frankly, how they're doing it now isn't how they want to do it, but this is a much better option. Tyler Huntley is now out of the concussion protocol. He's back at practice. He is slated to start the upcoming game, as you said, against the Cleveland Browns. So that is very, very good for this team, Nick, because we got to have some semblance of quality quarterback play because this is a tough Browns defense. You got guys like Myles Garrett out there who can really terrorize things if you're not able to keep them guessing. If it's all run all the time, these are guys that can gobble you up in the backfield. Browns also have some formidable linebackers as well. So we got to keep it off balance, and I'm glad Huntley is back in the fold to get that passing game going because, quite frankly, Nick, he's been pretty decent in that department. He's been playing clean games, and I think he can win down the stretch. You said this Browns game is a must-win, but, Nick, the Ravens luckily do control their own destiny down the stretch. They go up against Browns, then you have Falcons, Steelers, Bengals, 3 division games in the last 4 games of the season. If you win at least all the division games, Nick, but if you win all 4 games, you will win the North. So that's easy. Win out, and you are the AFC North champions. There's no doubt about that. So, Nick, it's a good place to be in. I like being in control of our own destiny. I like knowing that going down the stretch, Baltimore is going to get healthier and healthier as the tougher and tougher games. The toughest game is, quite frankly, the one at the end of the season against the Bengals. So this will be quite interesting to see pan out, but I am happy that Huntley is back and ready to get this offense rolling, Nick. What do you think about Baltimore's chances?
Oh, I love them 100%. I mean, people forget Huntley did a lot of really good things last year. I mean, we saw Huntley play live against the Rams. He did a very good job managing the game. It was only after Stafford and company pulled out a late victory in Baltimore that Huntley was had a win taken away from him there. But he dropped 30 against the Packers. He scored 22 against the Browns. He scored 21 against the Bengals. This is a guy who can move the ball and score points. And the moment this information came through that Huntley would clear concussion protocol and play, the ESPN matchup predictor immediately shifted this game into the Ravens' favor. The Ravens, on the road, mind you, are now predicted to win 61% of the time, 61% chance of winning, according to ESPN Analytics. That was a big flip earlier when it was worried if it was going to be him or Anthony Brown. So getting Huntley, who's proven himself to be a quality quarterback, I think it's a huge boon for the Baltimore Ravens. But one thing I think this matchup is going to really come down to, it's going to be strength against strength because you have the Baltimore Ravens that are 3rd in the NFL in rushing yards per game against the Cleveland Browns, who are 5th. Right, that's going to be a battle of running the football. It's going to be an old school AFC North matchup. But I'll tell you why I like the Ravens, Mize, is because they have Roquan Smith. The addition of this guy, he's been an absolute stud. He's added an element to the linebacking core that wasn't there before. He's allowed Patrick Queen, I know you talked about this ad nauseum, to be a true playmaker, taking some of the pressure off him. I think the Ravens defense wins that matchup against the Browns offense and that offensive line and running game. And I think Huntley running the show with J.K. Dobbins and company in this offensive line led by the stellar rookie Tyler Linderbaum is able to run the ball and control the line of scrimmage against Cleveland. I love the Ravens in this matchup, and I really think they get their 10th win.
Yeah, Nick, and quite frankly, the Ravens have the 2nd ranked run defense in the NFL right now.
There you go.
So that is going to be a huge key factor here. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher on them. And Nick, I could have gotten this wrong. No one seemed to correct me in the last video, but I believe it was like 2018 against the Vikings. Dalvin Cook was the last 100-yard rusher. I do know for sure it was the Vikings and Dalvin Cook. I can't exactly remember what the year was, but they have not had a 100-yard rusher in them in a long time. And so I think this bodes well for them, as you say, strength against strength. But the other part of the thing is defensively, I think the Baltimore's defense lines up against the Browns' strength a little bit better than the Browns' defense lines up against Baltimore's strength on offense. So I think that's where, in my mind, that gives them the edge. Because quite frankly, at quarterback play right now, they're probably dead even Huntley to Watson. As saying right now, Watson hasn't really gotten back to the level that people expected him to be. So that no one really has an edge there. Rushing games are probably pretty comparable. The Browns have a very good rushing game. I'm not going to knock them on that. So you look at the O-line, Ravens maybe a little bit better. Tyler Linderbaum, as you said, huge factor in the run blocking department. Great player. But on the other side of the ball, Ravens' run defense is better, and it's no question why that is, Nick. They've gotten really good on the edge. They've gotten really good at linebacker. And up the middle, guys like Calais Campbell, Matabike, Washington, Travis Jones from UConn, the rookie, all very good key elements to this Ravens run defense. So that's why I think that we have the edge this week, and I really like our chances.
Yeah, and just leave you with two statistics here. You brought up a great point, the Ravens being the second best run defense. The Cleveland Browns, according to my count, are the 22nd ranked run defense. So that's a matchup there to the Ravens clearly. And you brought up Tyler Linderbaum. You talking about his run blocking. According to PFF, he grades out an 82.1. That's Pro Bowl level run blocking from Tyler Linderbaum. Again, those two advantages point clearly in the Ravens' favor. I think this is a big Ravens victory. If I'm a Ravens fan, I'm excited with this news against a key division matchup.